let you know you have accomplished a few things. The few things you have accomplished are worth little bonus experiences here. And one of the bonus experiences that I am very excited you guys did manage, and I will put it right here so you can see that it was in there word for word, for offering the roper meat instead of fighting it to the death. 1,800 experience is awarded to the party. Well done, folks. Pitching meat.
That's awesome!
So, now that does get divided by a couple of folk because you're a big party, but that's still a nice boost. I will get the rest of the math done after I go grab myself a drink. I will be back soon, and I will catch up, and I apologize to the folks over in the Twitch. I know you were talking, and I tried to look, but these guys keep me so busy during this one. But I will catch up and see what everybody's been talking about. Back in a bit.
I'm just imagining Dusk carrying him all the way back, like, with her arms around his middle, like an unhappy cat. Like, because I'm imagining this big cat person holding a kobold like a cat. Like, when you grab around the middle, like when you're a little kid.
And they're all curled up.
Their legs just dangle.
Just sticking out. And
See, like, the whole time I'd been imagining that Dusk had been carrying him kind of like a baby. Because it's easier to hold with one arm and then
That's
cover his
true.
eyes with the other one.
This is true. Just, like, here's the thing. Like, the moment Casey said that when we told them to be quiet, their tails came around and wrapped around their muzzles, I was like, I'm done. It's too cute. What can I do?
Exactly.
Now I have to stop killing them.
Same.
That was adorable. I can't kill you now.
Yep, pretty much.
Alright, I have been tasked with fetching some tacos, so I will return soon, perhaps maybe in time to rejoin the chat.
I want tacos.
Everyone's hit points looks much better than they did last time.
Oh my gosh. Thank goodness for Elantra.
Yeah, seriously. Valandra, don't leave again.
Harry divvying up the loot because Dusk really wants the shiny.
I really want to interrogate all those stupid little kobolds. I'm regretting my life decision. Not killing the last one. Don't regret that, actually. Little turd wasn't going to give us any information. Any more torture, and he probably would have just died anyway.
Hello, hello.
Hello, hello.
Hello.
So how'd you guys like the cultists hangout?
Why did we follow the bait?
Well, it's a learning situation.
When the goal is in sight, don't get distracted. Or was the goal rescuing the townsfolk? Because, you know,
I thought the goal was the townsfolk.
could have gone
Personally.
either way.
It was, but
I
it
think-
was
I think
also
that people maybe had different goals. Going.
it was also stopping them from ever getting other townsfolk also, which, you know, the dragons they're about to hatch I don't think they're going to be friendly.
All right, so yeah, usually not the friendliest color of dragons. Black, you know.
I like.
But-
Hey
there's
Casey,
no
could you look
breadcrumbs.
on? Oh, Hey, could you look on the? I wrote down, I think, all of the loot we got at the end there on the torches.
Oh, let's hang on a second. Let me look real quick. Torch.
Not sure I got all of it.
Let's see what we got here. Fine purple gold string of yes, and yes. That looks like it. 6 gems, 8
Okay.
precious stones, string of pearls, shiny ring. Real good stones. And I will double check to make sure I didn't. Oh, hang on. There were a couple of fancy scabbards that got missed. And 120 gold pieces in assorted coins that you guys have discovered throughout your expedition and finally had a chance to tally up. So let's do a little catching up and a little math here.
We also got a number of things purchased for people that didn't get used this game, so everybody's got a nice amount of stuff.
Things have happened. Yes, oh, by the way, I really appreciate the D20 rolls. Thankfully, I didn't need them this time. I was killing it. But they threw meat when I was hoping to be crushing adventurers. Because, man, those attacks would have been just awesome against you guys. There's like some 24s, some 23s.
Maybe
Nice.
next time don't put meats or tent outside the cave.
Who knew you would just take your charcuterie and throw it at a stalactite? But you did, and well done. So let's see here.
That's a suggestive stalactite. That thing winked at us multiple times.
He was into you. He's like, you've got a stony expression. I dig. Let's see here. So, we're going to give you guys credit for 2 traps. That's going to be there. You guys get your roper distraction bonus. Ooh, you guys did not capture any of the eggs. Got a little distracted there. But you did capture a bunch of kobolds, which are just as good. Like, it takes days for baby dragons to get as big as a kobold. You're ahead of the game. Let's see what you guys did here. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Bunch of sturges. Couple of bats.
I hear them meow, and I love them.
Math is hard.
We avoided most of the traps, too. That's
Yeah, you
nice.
guys did nicely. And there were 6 of you tonight. That sounds about right.
I believe so.
All right, so that makes that number. See what else we got here. Oop, forgot the Sturgis.
All right, guys, this is the time where we start talking about amazing things we did.
You know what? This is a good time to do that. So let's hear about some amazing things you guys did. I will say, though, you do get amazing thing credit for the meat. That's already taken care of. So what else amazing things did you guys do that might be worth noting by way of 25-point experience bonuses?
Throwing dead kobolds at Sturgis.
Yay!
I would classify that as choosing not to throw alive kobolds at Sturgis.
True.
That was a tremendous group effort, but that's only one event, so I do need to award it to one person. Who do you think gets that award? I know who inspired the meat throw, but who do you want to give that one to?
Joey was the one that
He put the live kobold
Started
back.
He did put the live kobold back. So I think, yeah, go ahead for it, Joey. 25 experience coming your way.
I love that he just keeps getting painted as a good guy for taking the live kobold back.
Baby steps.
3 of us like scolded
Yeah,
him.
you're real righteous over there, Joey. Just shut up.
And also, I'd like to maybe, perhaps, make an argument for something that's a little bit more than 25? Because 25 is like what your average for killing a kobold, right?
Yeah.
Ish. What if we say
So-
use
so you-
25 as a base and then multiplied it by current levels so that it scales in the future when we still do cool stuff?
I think we could do something along those lines. I feel that's reasonable. So
Oh.
would you say that's a 75 now then?
I mean, if that's what you're saying it is, I'm not going to say no.
I feel that's a reasonable request. But I think if we're going to scale it, the cool things are going to have to scale as well.
I don't disagree.
That is
Okay.
fair.
Is that
So-
too much pressure, guys? Is that okay?
So
Well-
that means at 20th level, you got to do something 20 times as cool as you did at first level.
James the Penguin in Twitch chat says the surrendering, the not smashing of the kobold faces.
That
Chloe
is
is responsible
true.
for that one.
Chloe, I think, yeah. I think accepting the surrender or maybe letting them buy more time than they would have just slaughtering them could have gone either way. Maybe somebody got suckered. But yeah, I think 75 experience points either way for you. And now that I have a total going here, let me do the math total, which is going to be a big number divided by a lot of party members becomes a slightly smaller number. That's not how division works. Yep, hit the minus button instead of the divide button. It looked really good for you guys for a second. Please add... Oh, that's an ugly number. I'm going to round that one up. Please add 450 experience points to your sheets for monsters and achievements. And did anybody make a funny ding noise yet?
I don't think so.
I can. Does that make a difference?
I meant did your sheet make that kind of noise? Or really amusing stuff. Tacos are very nice, James. Let's see here. And as that happens, I'm going to skim back through the chat here. Ooh, you guys got some healing, some inspiration. Wow, you guys got all kinds of toys.
Yeah, so, I mean, if we want to recap that,
Yeah, thank you to everyone.
looks like Craig's giving you some love there, Casey. You got a D20 reroll.
Nice. I will let the folks who did join us on the stream know. Last week was the epic battle. This week a little bit cleanup, still a lot of danger. Next week a little bit of tavern talk, and then following that back to the epic battles. So I get to use all these things up with things that can do just crushing amounts of damage to them, which I appreciate. Evil party member, you placated in favor of your brother, planning to kill Bimmy and the monk. Yep. A little bit of shade thrown in the chat there. No, certain other party member or certain other games that are being referenced there, and Barovia inspires hatred between brothers. It kind of kicked off with sibling rivalry of a type. Don't know what you're talking about. So, let's see here. Anything else I'm missing?
Do I get to keep Harry?
He's with you right now. Keeping him? I think we're gonna have to find out what you guys do with him, and I think that would be a really good topic of conversation for you guys next week. What to do with your cultist in the closet and your kobolds on a chain. It doesn't quite roll. Kobolds in a cupboard? Cultists in the closet, kobolds in the cupboards. That is a full citadel you guys are running right now. Ooh, that's what I didn't remember. You guys saved townsfolk.
Wow.
Wow.
Meh.
Yes, we did.
You did. I should give you the award for that. Good thing I'm checking on this stuff.
Got
And
all
none
but
of
one
them?
of them conscious again.
Yeah, only one suffered the critical failure and took
And-
2 points of
And
exhaustion.
Valandra, heroically healed them.
She
That
did?
she didn't have to do that. She could
Did not have to
just
do that.
wrapped a blanket around him and thrown him over
Yeah,
our shoulder.
Are we
I,
saying
al-
Valandra-
I also
Good
wrapped a
stuff.
blanket around one of them.
Yeah, there
Yeah.
your warm winter blanket, if I remember correctly, the nice
the
one.
warm winter
Yep.
blanket? I will happily award. Valandra was definitely rushing in, playing the role of the caring cleric, using the channel divinity to good effect, and rescuing her friends and townsfolk. And let's see here.
On a side note, this is why you guys should never feel guilty about having the Twitch stream up in your Twitch account and building up your own silver points, because these are the types of situations that he would reward inspiration for, and now you can just buy it on yourself.
That is very true. You no longer get inspiration from the GM. He has given up that burden. Now he just gets to play with experience. And
Plus,
The
everybody's got to
camp.
be out to beat Craig, right?
well, there is some competition,
Or
and
between Craig and Joe too.
there is some competition. Craig and Joe, and Craig and Joe happen to be on the same team, so they have some resources available to them. Should they choose to inflict them upon their competitors, and we'll see how that turns out in a couple of sessions once the bait and the amount of value Greenest has within it becomes more readily available. Not easy to see in the first couple of levels, but give it a few moments. Where are you? The Ozin was worth 250. You got his. Wow.
500 each, just a cool 500 each.
Nope. So, I don't want to speak for the Wizards of the Coast team, but killing a kobold, 25 experience. Rescuing townsfolk, 25 experience. Come on, let's try and maybe. I'm gonna boost that one just a smidge here because I feel bad. Whew.
If we get close to leveling, those other kobolds are gonna look really attractive to the Warhammer.
You did get credit for the defeat of those kobolds. Capture and kill, as long as you remove them from combat, both valid. Causing them to flee, then come back and get you later, that's a little different. But we do have 50 times 10, which is a number. Divide that by 6, which is another number. And that's, again, not how math works. I should not try and use my keyboard in the dark. It doesn't light up enough. Please add another 85 experience to each of your sheets for the rescue of the townsfolk. And then I think I'm out of experience to give, unless you guys think up something awesome and cool. And other than that, next week I will be unavailable. I apologize, but the stream will go on as the orphans from the Warren of Unwanted Burdens have an opportunity to finally sit down and talk all at the same time, at the same place, with beer and wine and whatever else was left after the raiders got done. But Tubbs, the innkeeper's husband, is very good at scrounging up things to drink, so your cups will runneth over. You will be drinking, I think, in the Stumble Inn, is what we decided that was named. I don't think we have a name for the innkeeper herself yet. A few were bandied about, and then I decided, you know what, this is too much work. I'll just wait till somebody claims an NPC, and gives her her name, or somebody throws me a really funny suggestion for Tublave's wife. Tublave, better known as Tubbs, great card player, bluffs a bit, but that's who we have. Any questions about the town that you guys might need to know to do your chatting next week?
I guess, what other kinds of things did Gumfellow put us through growing up?
I think the better question is, what didn't he put you through? But
Amazing.
so, my impression of Glumfellow, the mentor and overseer, guardian, I don't know what you call him, gardener of the orphanage, is pretty much that he answered any questions that you guys asked him at levels of detail that you did not want. And otherwise just sort of let you grow up. He did teach you a little bit about loss, and the only real way to prevent loss is to take something. So that was kind of the core lesson. When he got tired of you, he sent you away. If the garden wasn't finished, you kept gardening. What more are you thinking of? We did find out that there was a summer camp.
So is that just like shoving us out in the
Yeah,
just outside of the house and just go?
he's a big old turtle, and sometimes in the summer he just gets hot, and he does not want other people around him. I mean, you guys are like little furnaces. And he's just like, no, this is my cool shady spot. You go away. And then he just sort of, I guess he kind of lays down and stretches out and like occupies all the space. Because he's a big creature standing up, and when he lays down, it's like an extra kitchen table in the room. There's just not enough space for things.
I guess I also wonder, did any of us growing up find out why he has an orphanage to begin with? Because he doesn't, like, you look at him, he does not seem like the kind of person who would want to be dealing with a bunch of children.
He does not really seem that way, but I don't think you would have thought to ask until you came back. So I think that particular question might be something that you would want to ask him now. Unless one of you thinks you were curious enough to say, hey, why do you take care of us? At risk of him saying, good question, and then stopping.
Oh my god. Oh goodness. I don't know. I feel like Duska's is very curious. Like,
She is.
So I feel like she would have asked at some point. I don't know if she got an answer, but
Actually, I think the question at that, the answer he may have given was good question, and then just let it hang there really long and awkwardly. That feels about right for him, I think. Like, you're like, so why, you phrase it, why do you take care of us? He's just like, good question. And then just sort of ambles away. Slow motion capoeira.
It's just like, that's not an answer.
Maybe dinner was a little late that night, and you're like, uh-oh.
Oh my good god. Yeah, I don't know. What else could we need to know? Were there any other noteworthy people in Green Oaks growing up?
There are lots of noteworthy people. I think you need to tell me about them, though.
Oh, this is hard.
So the noteworthy people that I remember would be Escobar, The Red, the Castian, he's the old gruff dwarf who's been in charge of the keep forever, like for the last 400 years. He doesn't really do a lot with it. He just sort of trains the quote-unquote guards, the finest of which are the captains Reboot, Heather, and Zach. Zach and his sister, Charity, we know them. We know Tubbs, the barkeep. There is a recently arrived trader who has opened a stall since the best 3 traders from Greenest left to arrange for repair materials. We met Governor Tarball Nighthill. We know he has a son who is married to Charity, and we know he has a grandson, but I'm not sure the son and the grandson have names that I know yet. And I don't know what kind of people his son was. Obviously, he married Charity, so I don't know that he gets high marks in certain people's books. But we can see how that went. Governor Tarball has a wife, the governess. I think she might be deceased, though.
Okay.
Edian, we know Edian. He's the priest of the Temple of Shantae. Pretty good friends with Valandra, I think.
Were there
Valandra? No? Edian?
Yeah.
Not? Yeah, okay.
aside from Zach and
An
Charity,
affirmative noise that apparently wasn't heard. So
Oh, sorry, I just got the very tail end of it, and it sort of sounded like a
aside from Zach and Charity, were there other children that were of note? I guess either on the more
Oh,
friendly
absolutely.
or the less friendly side.
Absolutely. Greenest is a fairly sizable town, so there was a good probably 30 to 40 children around your ages. And some of them have done some very amazing things that I can't wait for you to tell me about.
You shouldn't give us this much power.
What are you going to do?
Come
Attack
back
first
next
level
week.
characters with a dragon? So, on top of that, don't forget, you guys have spent a year apart. A few of you have bumped into each other, but some of you haven't seen hide nor hair. I do recall Chloe and Joey spending a few seconds getting into it, but then they were interrupted by a cultist, or maybe it was a kobold. I forget which one. But they just sort of ruined the moment. So there's a little argument about who left who, when, and where. And where's all that money you said you were going to get, Joey? What's with the spangly thong?
He's conveniently AFK.
Mhm.
So answer that in whatever way you will, or we'll answer it next week, I suppose.
Oh, I know what I need to ask. If in the downtime when Leozin has recovered more, is there anything Dusk could pester out of him? Like, ooh, tell me about like all of your monk friends. Like, I want to learn all this.
Good question and topic. Leozin actually has left town. He did leave word where you should find him and payment for your scouting services. But it seems he has been called away to the north, giving instruction how you can find and follow him. And we'll get into that a little bit more, give you the detail on that one throughout the week so you have it handy. But I think drinking and then sleeping might be the priority.
Okay.
Maybe eating. Eating, drinking, sleeping. Some combination of those.
That works for me.
Leozin's assistant, Nessim? Nope, I forget the name, but I will get that for you. Is still in town, waiting for his monk brothers to arrive to assist with the defense of Greenest as promised. They should be on their way from Barragost.
Casey, if someone bought me inspiration and I already have inspiration,
That does double up for you, so you can spend your inspiration and you'll immediately have it again.
okay, thank you.
Yep. So silver purchases, we're doing rules a little bit differently. They can stack up. If we end up with a whole ton of them stacked up, we'll put in a limit, but so far that hasn't been necessary yet. And it's easier to say, hey, you've got a spare.
So thank you, whoever brought me that.
Just too far in the back scroll. I start scrolling up and I start laughing.
Oh, Craig's checking his money again.
Woo!
Yeah, we actually had our silver turned off for a while. Because we're like, well, we on the stream we shouldn't earn it, and then I looked at how much Casey had. I'm like, God, no.
Well, if you would like to reduce the amount that Casey has, there are 2 NPCs that Casey has to sufficiently spend his money on. So please deduct 3,000 silver, and that means that the captain's reboots get their green health bars. They have death saving throws.
Wait, wait, you can't deduct silver for NPCs in your own game. You have to make NPCs. You're good. You're good.
No.
You've earned your silver.
No, these are my NPCs.
Oh.
Okay. These are
Okay.
these are not Wizard of the Coast style NPCs. These are mine.
Okay.
When everybody's like, "Oh, hey, we should do this," I'm gonna be like, "Nope." These 2 have a mission.
That's terrifying.
Yes. No, I do not stick entirely to the module, but it seemed amusing to me that for greenest, aside from the ones that were in the module, I am going to try and source the vast majority of the NPCs from the Silver Soul Society. Shouldn't it be 4K? Nope, 1,000 for the first.
It should only be 2.
For the first one. No, hang on. 1,000 for the first one. 2,000 for the second one is 3,000.
Oh, the levels you mean? Or
No, just for having 2 NPCs. First one's 1,000. Second one's double that, so 1,000 plus 2,000. So 1 plus 2 plus 2 plus 1.
wait, plus 2 plus 1 plus 2 plus 1.
Yes. That's still 1 plus 1 plus 2 plus 2 plus 1. Math is hard.
Just bounces right off my brain. And I let it go.
My brain just turned to static the moment you started listing numbers. Like,
Oh no.
No, sorry about that. I'm still working on a clear-cut way to describe the NPC purchases and what you can do. Basically, the first NPC that you purchase costs 1,000 silver. After that, each NPC or NPC level costs double that. So the first one costs 1,000, the second one 2,000, the third one 4,000. And you can either have another NPC or you can add a level to one you already have. First level, 0. All they basically get are straight 10s across the board. Pick a race, pick a background, and they get death saving throws. First level, they get standard array, all the stuff they had before, and they get a class level. So first level mage, D&D. First level wizard, first level thief, D&D. Rogue. You know what I mean. And then if you get second level, all the second level stuff, and then if you get third level, all the third level stuff. I think that should be a good enough pace that the townsfolk should get interesting, but certainly not keep pace with the adventurers. D&D. But it should allow the townsfolk to eventually have the resources of, oh, hey, you need something identified? No problem, there's a wizard in town. Oh, hey, you need a heal? No problem. There's a wizard in town. Oh, hey, you need a raised dead? Nope.
Yes, Casey, thank you.
What?
Stay a
How
while
many-
and listen.
Stay a while and listen? What's wrong? So confused. Nami. I have no idea what just happened. How many bits to level up Healy? Wait. I don't know how silver converts to bits. Now we.
Oh, wait,
bits?
what?
I don't know. Joe, silver,
Isn't
not
Healy
bits.
an actual... Well, okay, so...
Oh wait, no, yeah, sorry. Healy's Joe. God.
Oh, he almost got you.
Yep. So close. No, you gotta earn that one. Sorry, Joe, you gotta play. You know, if you do those touching roleplay moments, you can get the 25 Bodex experience as your first level. I know, I figured that out, Craig. I'm a little slow.
No, you just gave a great idea for an NPC, and I totally want to make a little Deckard. Just letting you know,
A little
Craig.
Deckard?
Deckard Cain. You know, stay a while and listen.
Stay a while and listen.
So, yeah, there you go. You can start practicing that right now, Casey. That's fine. Craig, just letting you know,
So long, I can't remember what it was.
taking the points away from Casey for his NPCs put Joe in our top spot on the leaderboard. Just saying.
Woo! Don't tease the other players, for you are crunchy and taste good with ketchup. You know, I know I've played thousands of hours of Diablo, but I can't remember a single line that Deckard Caden says right now. The Haradra? No.
Are NPCs
Take a
limited?
while.
God, it's been.
They added him as an option for heroes, and he says all sorts of good stuff, and one of his ults is Lornado. If I end up spending money, like, and like getting him up there in spell levels, I want to just rename a spell Lornado. You have to
A
stay.
while and listen. Welcome. No. Stay a while. Welcome to Green.
I tell your family I'm sorry ahead of time before your weekend away, and they have you just spouting Deckard Cain stuff forever.
It's okay. I'm gonna be in the middle of the forest, just shouting random voices at the wind. I was doing that back and forth because somebody said, "Hey, Casey, you get to create another character." So 3 seconds after I heard that I could possibly play another character, maybe in a few months, I had to generate the character, and of course, then I had to start coming up with what am this character going to sound like? And
Your
I'm like,
gnome?
yeah, my gnome. So I was like, oh, I kind of had gnome voices I liked, and I'm like, yeah, I did. I did the little air pirates one. So I'm like, oh, so anyway, we'll see how that goes.
You're gonna hurt yourself.
Mm-hmm. Very much so.
Are NPCs limited to greenest?
Currently, they're limited to Greenest and Valaki. Valaki, of course, being the high-risk NPC area, meaning they're probably more likely to die in Barovia than they are in Greenest. Once you guys find other towns of note, those towns will be available. In other towns, the price tags reset. So it's that progression starts over again in the other town. I will tend to narrow it down to towns people will probably visit multiple times so that NPCs aren't sitting out there in the middle of nowhere being like, "Hey guys, you look nice, Chloe."
Great
Hi,
day
I've
for
returned
fishing,
for
ain't it?
tacos.
No. Anybody ever see those
Have you-
NPC man videos on YouTube? No? Bueller?
No.
Sounds
Crickets?
familiar.
Oh my god. They have this one where this fishing guy goes in a loop, walks through town in a loop, and he's like, "Great day for fishing." And just keeps walking and saying that the entire time. Also want that NPC. I need to start watching more of my own stream.
Regarding Diablo 1, 2, 3, yes.
I don't think you can fix it, Craig. I think Joe's just way more awesome than you. I mean, that's the only translation that I can derive from that.
I will say that while you are saying that, one of them has a 1 in a little gold circle, one of them has a 2 in a little silver circle, and I think it's the reverse of what you're saying. So there might be a balance struck between the primordial forces at the moment.
The orphans as a whole got an inspiration and a rerolls at the beginning of the game. Do we have that down somewhere?
I'm sorry, what was that? The all the stuff that's purchased?
Yeah, that was yeah.
Yep, I can add that into the game chat. I have it written down, but I can add it into the game chat so we don't
Okay.
lose it.
No, I just wanted to make sure we didn't forget about it. It wasn't assigned to a specific person.
No, we have so Talace, you have a health pot and a D20 reroll. Casey, you have a D20 reroll, and then
I have a D20 reroll. Are you sure?
Yes, pretty sure.
Yes.
Now I'm scrolling frantically back up.
Yeah, I would look because I think I just have the health potion because I only bought something for me.
No, Talace, that was one of the things that was mentioned at the beginning, has a D20 reroll. Yeah.
And I'm pretty sure it was just misread
Oh,
because she didn't
okay.
mention the healing potion, so I'm pretty sure it was just a misread.
Not sure.
Bookkeeping will be done.
Also, hi, what was our XP so I can write it down?
Oh,
I can't
yeah,
buy it
okay.
back with tacos.
Sorry, we have two.
Whoa.
Yeah, you're right. Sorry, Talace. So the group has 2 D20 rerolls and an inspiration to use. And then Talace has a health pot. Valandra has inspiration.
Okay.
So I mean, Talace, you kind of could have another one. Have a D20 reroll. It depends on who the group decides to use
And
it for.
who really needs it? Yeah.
Does the group decide that as a whole, or can someone just go, I'm gonna take the reroll?
I would
think the
say
group
that
should
the
decide
group
it.
should decide. Yeah.
Okay.
And I think the decision's gonna get made with, oh, fucking re-roll that, getting moaned by
Yeah,
2
like, we
people,
gotta
and then
re-roll,
that'll
do
be good
it.
enough.
Yeah.
It'll be one of those clutch rerolls where everyone's just like, no, that's fine.
Please. Let's see here. Does anyone have the XP total? Because I have it scattered all over papers at the moment.
I
I think it was.
everybody's
I think
a
it was.
little
No, I think Talace missed it. There was 450. There was 85. And then I think there was another number that I don't have in front of me at the moment.
Just a moment. Let me see.
Mhm.
I can
And if
reverse
not, we'll have-
engineer that.
I was gonna say if not, there's always the playback.
Oh, I think it was just the 450, the 85, and a bunch of 75s
Got
for
it.
individual people.
Sounds good.
So 450, is that it?
So hang on, 450 plus 85, 450 plus 85.
So 535.
535. Additional XP. And if you have any suggestions of things that were cool, a couple did get mentioned.
What was mentioned?
So let's see here. There was Joey's chucking the kobold to the Sturges, or not chucking the live kobold to the Sturges.
Worth it.
Worth it. There was Valandra's rushing in and healing the many villagers with a clutch channeled divinity. There was, help me out here. Who am I forgetting? I think there was another one.
I think you're right, but I don't remember what it was.
Wait, are we
Was it-
rewrapping cool things that happened? Is that what?
Yeah, what were the other
The stuff
cool
that you
things
guys
that
got XP
happened?
for.
Yeah.
The meat.
I think I just-
the meat thing happened.
Anything happened?
Valandra healing people.
Mhm.
Surrender?
Mhm.
Question mark.
Oh, surrender. Yes.
Oh, the surrender, yeah.
Requesting the surrender.
Thanks, James.
Yeah, absolutely.
I think those were the only 3.
Sounds good.
Did Dusk get nominated for adopting a kobold? Because we've done that.
You know what? I'm not sure that she did.
Oh,
And self nominations are totally okay.
Well,
Because you can think
I don't
that
want.
something was
I don't
awesome.
want to be. I don't want to be like weird about it because
Go
I think
fish.
I think that Dusk and Talace have tandem adopted Harry, but I was gonna just go ahead and give it to Dusk. But if it's okay if I include myself in that, I think that was pretty awesome because we've totally adopted this kobold.
he's
Uh,
just so cute.
The moment it starts to become a problem, it might mysteriously get poisoned.
What?
Because he does not want to deal with this. Like, this is.
Hey, it's not your pet. Don't you worry about it.
You're
I,
a slave.
I will say a moment I particularly enjoyed was Dawn mentioning casually exactly how many kobolds are required. By the way, we just need 1.
It was so awful.
I was like, yes.
It's the heartless brother curse. I don't get it. It's
So
both
you know
of
what?
them.
I will say for the kobold interactions that Dawn, Dusk, and Talace, yeah, because there's a lot of good moments in there. I'm gonna award 75 XP to Healy for immobilizing half of the crowd by how he mutes himself. So the others could escape. Healy, MVP of the Dragon Egg crew. Not he.
I was gonna say, isn't that
Harry,
character
Harry,
in your other
Harry.
game?
Harry, no, I was reading the other screen. I'm like, wait a second, that's the wrong person. Trying to give Healy.
Yeah, he's got
Joe
you
just gets
brainwashed or
in
something.
my mind. He really does.
Also, Joe, I'm sorry to break your heart, but I am not using your homemade sketch as your portrait. Like, I'll use that creepy doctor one all day, but I tried even creating like a little circle of it to put in the thing. It just looks like scribbles.
Well, we will doctor the doctor. Aww. Don't worry, Craig. I think we've still spent more money on the modules at this point.
Hey, I'm gonna.
No problem. Thanks for joining in.
Yep. See you guys.
Bye.
Have a great night.
I love how
Alright.
you just guessed from context what he said.
I heard enough of it. I was like, I can do this. I can put this together.
I'm fluent in robot, so.
Yeah. I wonder what Discord's fighting about on his machine.
Yeah, especially considering, Ash, you have like a bazillion tabs open on yours. Your picture.
Oh, I was like, I'm like
How did
staring
you
at it,
know?
like, how did you know? I was like, I was freaking out. I'm like, how the fuck did she know that?
Delicious tacos. No, your screenshot of the share a Coke thing. I'm like, good lord, look at all those tabs. She has a beast
That's
of a
not even all
computer.
the ones.
And they're like,
Oh god, that's
I
not all
see
I
what
have.
those are. Like, I know what you're doing.
I have 2 versions of Discord open. I also have a game running in the background. Actually, like, you only saw one set of my desktop. I like have a ton of stuff running, tons.
How do you function with like the avatar is so huge? I turned them off entirely so I can see the map.
Yeah, I forgot mine was a hand-drawn dice thing until I saw it on her screen. I'm like, who the hell is that? Oh.
I function because I don't know how to turn it off. So
In settings.
Speaking of appropriate art, Casey, I don't want to rush your daughter, but I'm super eager to see what's going on.
Yeah, I know she's currently killing me. So I
Hey,
am
Casey!
working very diligently on beating her into submission so that she will finish.
For no reason whatsoever.
For no
What
reason
color are
whatsoever.
Dwayle's eyes?
The best color. I have to reference. I want to say hazel because I feel like he's a hazel-eyed guy, but for no reason, let me double check. I keep a lot of information in my mind, and it's not always available.
I may have gone in, and all the icons were gone. Like shit.
Let's see here. Where did you go, sir? He's so full of it, his eyes are brown. Officially, his eyes are blue.
Blue. Okay.
Blue. He has blue eyes, pale skin, and dark chestnut brown hair.
That's where you got the hazel
I got that
eyes from.
part right.
Just Aiden's type.
He is a stunner. He is 5 feet 6 inches high. He weighs 125 pounds. And he is very smart.
An asshole.
And an asshole.
The biggest.
He's the best kind of asshole, though. I am very happy with that character. Thank you. By the way, thank you, Kyle and Sin, for letting me play an evil character. I absolutely heard you both hesitate the moment I sent over the alignment, and yet you let me play, and thank you.
Hey, he creates great conflict with the rest of the group. It's amazing to watch Bryceus just cringe into a ball at everything he basically says.
I forget which
She's
one of
tense normally, but I think like she just goes to bed and like everything hurts just from being around him.
I forget which one of you wrote it back or said it to me, but it was something along the lines of, he's really evil. How's that gonna work? And I'm like, I don't know.
We'll figure it out.
But we'll get it. That worked. That's cool.
You're definitely
And
being influenced by, the group around you.
Yeah. And I apologize to the Sunday crew for forcing you all to take good characters, but I needed a team of that. So, don't worry. Next session, we'll do like all assassins or something.
He's busy painting the orphans as like evil things at every turn.
Wait, you mean the slavers? The ones who just rounded up a bunch of intelligent creatures, put them in chains, marched them back to town in order to employ them
we all
without
know what
pay?
you're trying to do.
Oh,
it's
okay.
not going to happen.
You say that, but
We could have slaughtered the lot of them, but we chose not to. We gave them mercy and another chance at another life.
They're not going to get another chance because they are never going to be treated like actual normal people because we were never treated as actual normal people and we didn't ransack the town.
fair.
So I think the real evil thing here is the whole town of Greenus, so they can have Greenus.
Wow. Once we start putting these things in perspective, I think Chloe's right. Maybe we should just burn the town down. Start again.
There's a word for burning the town over and starting it again. It's called founding an empire. Good luck.
I don't want to found an empire.
You just said you wanted to burn it all over and start again.
I didn't say I was going to start it again.
She said burn it all down, let them start again.
Oh, okay. I don't know if you understand how burning it all down works. Them is included in all.
Not necessarily. I mean, they don't catch on fire.
The word all is very short. 3 letters means one thing. All.
No, but you also have to, put before either it or them, and I said it.
Oh, I was sorry. I was channeling Dwayne a little hard. They're all its.
Wow.
They really are. Except for Aiden.
Oh.
Aiden's not an it.
Oh, Aiden is so nice. He's like the best friend I never had as a kid.
Though fully out of character, there has been a lot of adopting the evil bad people going on between Dusk and Talace, and it is going to be a bit of a challenge to try and figure that out.
We just need to get you proper pets. That's all you guys really want. No, give me the kobold. Here's a bunny. Look, a bunny. It's
See,
cute.
the
It has
problem was-
fur. Look at the tail. Look at the tail. Go away, kobold. Look at the tail, guys.
Yeah, but can it wrap around its little snoot to keep it quiet?
You want a lizard? I'll get you a lizard. That's fine. They're less cuddly, but whatever. You're cuddly, I suppose.
Okay, but now I'm just thinking about the concept of Dusk, a tabaxi, having a pet cat. Like, just
Well, I think that having a pet person would make more sense, actually, because you're reversing it.
okay, who's gonna be my pet person though?
But you're the person.
You gotta start off with the kobold. I mean, that only makes sense.
It's your starter pet. This is like your goldfish. The kobold is your goldfish. You know, the human is your, cat/dog. If you can keep your kobold alive for a week, we can talk about getting you a...
Has anyone ever watched Into the Woods?
Yes.
To the woods.
One day, Jack, you'll have a real pet. A piggy? That's pretty much what's happening here. We've chosen to have a pet cow, and it's not correct.
Wait, what am I doing? Fighting what? If I'm uninstalling firefight... Wait, what happened here?
Their purchased NPCs are gonna go against each other, and then you're gonna have to fight yourself.
Oh my gosh, let's
that would
watch
be
that.
amazing. I would watch
That
the
sounds
hell
great.
out of that.
What? I think you guys have already heard me do that, but okay. I'm pretty sure I've gotten into arguments with myself because of you folk.
You sounded strangely like a script from the labyrinth.
Let's
I just want you guys to know, Talace is not telling any of you who that ring belongs to.
I think the only
What
one she
ring?
would even maybe tell would be Chloe, and that would just be to come up with an evil plan of some kind.
Wait, what kind of plan was that again?
A not so nice, she's a bitch plan of some kind.
Ah, okay, because I thought you said live backwards for some reason.
Nah.
Nah.
Live backwards would be Vil,
What?
because you say it backwards. Vil.
Live?
Because the E is silent, Casey.
Live. Evil.
I know how to
Evil.
I know how to spell, but the E is silent.
Evil.
If you're saying live and you want it to be backwards, the E is still silent.
Okay. Help.
Grammar.
There is no Santa Claus. There is no Easter Bunny. And no Uncle Mikey. That's gonna soar over everyone's heads.
Yeah, I
No, I know that. I'm just trying
No
to.
idea what you're talking about.
That is rock and roll. A 80s-ish animated series featuring Iggy Pop. And I'm not sure that it is possible to rationally summarize that movie. But if you want to kill an hour and a half, it's probably more expensive in beer, but there you go. I have a lot of references. Ooh, a basket of panic. That basket appears to be on fire.
Well, that is from James, who's gonna create. He's saving up to create the arsonist NPC.
Fair enough. A lot of greenest did burn, so there's a lot of appeal for an arsonist. Do keep in mind he probably needs a day job. Fortunately, there's a lot of things in medieval towns that need burning. Witches need
Hey,
burning.
hey, hey.
Hey,
Not cool.
not cool. Hags,
Dude, they
Hags
so
also
need
need burning.
burning.
charlatans, non-believers, cultists.
Shun
Believers?
the non-believers. Shun.
Shun.
I feel I missed a reference. What was that?
You guys so much.
Shun.
Okay. I'm gonna be googling that one.
There's
shortly.
no way, Casey, you haven't
show
seen
him?
that. Come on.
How do you
I'm just not connecting. I don't know what am I missing?
Can I tell?
It's Candy Mountain, Charlie.
Okay. Got it now.
Shun.
Sweet
Shun the
joy
non-believer.
and joyness.
Got it now.
Starfish really loves you.
Sorry, that one took me. That was in amidst a group of cartoons that I only skimmed due to reality problems. That one, Chowder, and basically all the ones in that particular couple of year range, I missed a bit. Had a lot of anime to catch up on.
All right. So what? So we're all meeting up next week, except for Casey, to plot his general demise and whatnot. I
Oh,
assume.
is that a thing?
Mhm.
I will be there.
Yay!
There
Could it be a icy tavern talk?
It will be an IC Tavern talk that can devolve into whatever you guys would like to do. I will give you a bunch of information about things and opportunities available to you throughout the week. So stuff you can talk about. I'll try and give each of you a couple of different topic seeds if you wish to use them. As you guys all have varied interests, and I will try and give each of you a little bit of bait to move in the quest direction.
Yay!
So we won't be getting into like bar fights or anything, right?
That would depend on who punches who first. If Dusk
we're just-
punches someone
'cause
first, there's
we'll just be
not a fight.
interacting with each other. There's no NPCs or anything, right?
Why not?
Because there's no one to play them.
There's us.
Yeah,
I
does
feel
the
you're
world
all
exist?
very capable of saying what an NPC does. You know Tubbs. Tubbs is there. He's hanging out. You know him better than I do. You spent
Ye-
the last however many years with him.
You heard the man, guys. Free reign of greenest.
Yeah. You know what the people do. I mean, you know what Charity's going to say before I do most of the time, right?
Mostly it's just man, yeah.
Right? So basically, you just do that, and then she looks, and then she goes, and walks away. I mean, that's
She makes that little horse noise,
yeah. She's looking.
and then she clops away with her webbed feet.
Oh, do webbed feet clop?
They do on her.
Sounds more like a hoof sort of thing. But
I mean, she's
Something
really deformed
Doyle
down
would
there. She's really deformed below the knees. I'm serious, guys.
Something Doyle would come up with to ride.
wow,
I don't
You
know
know-
if he would enjoy that ride.
you know, Dwell doesn't ride commoners.
Bet she just lays there.
Oh, there will be a couple of rumors that will be seeded into the town as well. Bleh. Yeah, I lost a little bit there.
Look, she hates Charity like so much.
Okay. It's okay. You know what though? I think for as much as we're picking on Charity, I would like to hear if there's any other folks in town you guys happen to remember from childhood or you know, otherwise, because there were kids younger than you. There are kids older than you. There's still 3 orphans in the orphanage. I think there's 2 infants in the nursery. So Balandra was hanging out with them up until a couple of days ago. So I'm curious to hear what you guys thought of the younger kids, what you thought of the older kids, or some of the other townsfolk. And if anybody would like to give them names, 1,000 silver gives one a name and a little bit of backstory. And if not, feel free to throw names around. You did just rescue 10 folk who all need names. But remember, if you name them, but you don't pay for them, they don't have death saving throws, and 0-level humans have very few hit points. Very few. Teeny tiny.
I think he just threatened our NPCs.
I'm just like,
Just saying.
Just
Yeah,
so
but
you know,
we're the
if you-
evil
if you-
ones. Got it.
If you name someone and you don't pay silver for it, I'm going to kill them.
I'm just saying. Like, they have like 4 hit points on average. I mean, let's do a little Casey thinking back on PC interaction with NPCs. Malik subduing a fisherman in a boat. I believe that did not go so well.
You
Red.
don't do things with the pointy end of anything.
I'm pretty sure even if you hit him with a pillow, that would have killed him. But let's see here. Red.
Oh, God.
What's happened now?
I said,
We're having a text conversation.
Okay. I'm like, I don't know what
I
just
missed
happened.
something.
You did a lot of something. It's from the first Tavern talk that nobody recorded.
Oh.
oh, it's so sad. I wish we recorded that. Do you want to explain or should I?
No, you go for it. You brought it up.
Okay. Well, for those who were not around for the first Tavern talk, there was a mention that Slays and Dusk growing up had, been mostly looking after each other because they were the only girls that are around the same age. And the thing is, Dusk is the only taxi in the town aside from her brother. And she's the only female taxi. And one of the things that was brought up was that as Dusk got older and, her form, filled out, there were perhaps some boys in town who were having conflicted feelings about the very curvy, cat person that
Wore no clothes.
wore no clothes, who also had a habit of, being very affectionate and very cuddly.
And Talace had to give her the talk.
That wasn't quite the impact that I was thinking of in NPC to PC relations, but okay.
And so we start laughing because Kitty brings up, well, who are those boys and are they still around? And what could potentially happen from there? So that could be interesting.
That is certainly a thing worth mentioning. I mean, you did grow to maturity in town, so I'm sure that there was at least one other crush other than Zach. Poor Zach. And I'm not sure I ever figured out if that was ever responded to in any way other than Talace saying, "Go get him, Tiger," and maybe laughing afterwards? I'm not sure. But town full of boys and girls, so
Dawn has
She
never.
Poor thing, she's just dying.
I just find it such a funny image. Like, just this like small handful of guys who are apparently questioning if they were a furry.
That's true. Though I don't know what happens with half tabaxi, so
Can they be? Can they exist?
I would assume
think
so.
Well, I mean,
Oh.
hairless cats exist.
Oh my
It's-
god.
That's ooh. You get the Sphinx version of tabaxi. Yeah, so things happen. But what was Dawn? I heard Dawn start to say.
He's never shown any interest in anything like that, romantically or sexually or anything. He just does not care. He likes books. I don't. If anyone showed interest in him, he'd be like completely oblivious.
And Dusk is
There's
also
There's a
weird.
comic book. There's a comic strip that exemplifies this perfectly somewhere. I believe we brought it up before.
Yes.
Where Taylor was like, "No, don't smile like that, like ever again."
That's a fair point. So feel free to explore that now.
And trying to like hook him up with anybody would end up horribly.
While not a romantic relationship, I do know that Dawn, at least several times, enjoyed the power he exerted over Zach, sending him through brambles to measure travel time, testing potions on him, etc. But Zach's just one guy, and I will say after a few of the potions, he needed some recovery time. So Dawn had to have somebody else in town that, subbed in when Zach was just being human. I'm curious who that might be too. Or who was it Dawn was targeting, other than Charity?
We'll have to ponder.
Hmm.
I know he probably like used his potions on people in the town for various reasons.
Of course, various
But-
reasons. Only the finest of reasons.
This has made me think that twice now Talais has been very involved in other people's dating lives, but not her own, and that's part of her backstory. Like, that's kind of integral to her backstory. So I'm wondering if she's actually, ever paid attention to anybody in town.
Hmm.
I'm sure there had to have been, like, some kisses or something behind the bleachers, whatever bleachers are.
Bleachers are bleachers. Somehow you got to see over the people in front of you. Though I don't think there's been a tourney in town. It doesn't seem the place to hold that sort of thing. Harvest festivals, of course.
I feel like Dusk would be incredibly oblivious to anything about herself, but when it came to like picking up on others, crushes on other people, she probably would have noticed those. So definitely could have been helping Talais in that front.
Because she was been, like, precocious from the get. And flirty, but never, like, picking one person, you know what I mean?
Fair. Now, I will say some of the other things that I'm a little curious about is, of course, what did you do in the year that you were away? So I'm hoping to hear you guys talk a little bit about that. One of the other ones that I haven't heard a real good, hook for is why did you guys head in the directions that you did when you split up? I did hear, Joey went where the money is, which is to but I didn't hear where Joey picked that one up. I mean, there's a very handsome nobleman from the finest city that does tend to wander around saying, everything Nam has a price, which he heard from someone else. But I'm not sure if that nobleman visited Greenest, otherwise he'd own it. So curious where he heard that one. Chloe, I think, headed north to Beargust and perhaps further to what did that one was in Scornoble, which is the caravan city where the trade run up and down the trade route. I know a couple of you headed over to Baldur's Gate. One of you just straight through the wood of sharp teeth because casual cat walks casually. But I'm not sure why you guys all headed to Baldur's Gate. Who was telling you these stories or got you interested in heading there or hinted that perhaps you would find the family you seek of the varying kinds? So, did anybody find a lead on a home, the homeland, the home of the Tabaxi, or at least where enough of them could be found to be considered home? Rogue sailors, random sailors' mistresses, what have you?
At least for Dawn, he wasn't actually heading towards Baldur's Gate initially.
Mhm.
He was heading towards Candlekeep, but
Entry into
didn't work
Candlekeep
so
is rough.
it didn't work out so well for him, and he ended up in Baldur's Gate mostly because it was like the biggest city nearby, and that would be the place to start anything, anywhere. Find a city, figure it out from there.
So, like, when you did roll up to Candlekeep, and the Guardians of the Way across asked you for your unique work, and you were like, "Well, I don't have one yet." And they're like, "Well, fine. What's your name?" And you're like, "Raindrops." And they're like, "Well, I've never heard a name that stupid before. If you wrote that down, that would definitely get you in because nobody's written anything that ridiculous." And then you're like, "I'm angry." I'm like, "No."
Pretty much. Met happened upon the guy at the door or whatever was just like a giant jackass about his name. And
Oh, was he actually?
well, that's kind of like where that
Okay.
whole I am going to change myself because I don't know if most of the people knew him as Dawn. I'm not sure because that's what everyone will call him in Greenest because it's easier, and they're just used to the name from when he was a kid. But Jackass at Candlekeep, he made it he was being a dick about it, but at the same time, it made Dawn think you know what, he's right. Raindrops is a really ridiculous name. People aren't called that,
Fair
So
enough.
he's like, I'm going to recreate myself and become a masterful scholar, and no one's going to stop me. And I will learn all the things. Get power. I'm still vague on the how exactly the whole warlock thing happened. I have the vague idea, but no exact details.
Yeah.
And somebody else got into a situation, and it was not a good one.
Many situations.
But what
happen.
that situation is exactly, I'm not sure. The other guy died, and he has a note from that guy. It was part of the build. I'm like, okay, this is stuff to work off of.
Gotcha. Cool. So, I am looking forward to listening to the Tavern interaction. Please do not hold back if you want to bring in an NPC, if you want to have an interaction, absolutely go for it. Try not to kill anybody because there are repercussions for killing people. Generally. I mean, if it's a kobold, If it's a cultist in a closet, I mean, if you guys get drunk and you're like, we got the answer for this one, it's right there. If you guys want to like hide a kobold under Charity's bed, probably okay. Just be like, pop it up in her window, be like, they're back. No, okay, I see. Feed them to the Sturges, but use them for practical jokes. That's just too far.
Actually, feeding them to the Sturges was too far.
Well, you did use the ones you softened up first.
They were already dead. They did not surrender and do cute things.
Had you given them the opportunity, they would have gotten out a little ball, balanced atop of it while spinning plates if that would have kept them alive.
Oh my god, can they really do that?
See, kobolds have this, like, that class feature. I think it's like grovel and beg or something like that, where they will do anything, literally. Like, it's it's an actual, like, racial feature. Like, if you want to play one, it's a thing.
That's amazing!
So.
All right, Kitty, we're gonna have to take Harry, and like dress him up all cute and give him like a bow and something.
Oh
He's
my
gonna
God.
be the most pampered kobold ever.
Humiliate this poor kobold now.
You don't know.
You're gonna buy a big purse to carry him around in.
I mean, like, he's got such pretty, like, blue and black scales. Like, that's a really nice color pattern.
He does have pretty blue and black scales. Let's see here.
You two do realize that blue and black are both pretty nasty.
Blue is my favorite color.
Oh,
when it comes to dragons.
Well, you fought a blue and you scared it away. We noted that there is a blue dragon allergic to cats out there now. Well, actually, the dragon was always allergic to cats, but it is now known that the dragon is allergic to cats.
Just don't give Dusk anything that she can develop maternal feelings toward.
It's too late.
It's actually pretty hard because I wasn't even trying for that. I was like, I wonder how a kobold shuts up. It wraps its tail around its muzzle. And you guys like died. I was like, what happened?
Because we imagined it and it was
Yeah.
cute. We were like, done.
Okay. That one works, and that's now a thing that kobolds do. So, kobolds in my world, their scales change color based on the dragon they're hanging out with, and they shush themselves by wrapping their tails around their muzzles. Things I now know about my kobolds. And they can balance on balls and spin plates.
It's amazing.
The really good ones can spin one on their tail.
Do we have any of those in our group?
Well, you've got for Kelpcook, who is a kobold royalty. He is known for being able to spin plates on tail. The tip
He's
of his
kobold
nose.
royalty.
Yeah. Sorry.
The one with the
Fees-
super long name.
Fees Kekaru. Yep.
Wow, and he's not the favorite.
No, the longer the name, the more empowered the kobold.
That's I think it's great because we've attached ourselves to one of the ones with the shorter names. And that one's the favorite.
Yep. Fees Kekaru. There you go.
What kills me is that, like, I picked Harry just because he was the closest one to Dusk at the moment. But then everything happened, and I'm just like, I love him.
Everything happened, and now he's our baby.
Yeah. Who knew that orphans would... Welcome to the family. Let's move you over so I don't forget your stats. Where you at? Kobold, there you are. Ooh, hang on. Harry, you've got a yellow background. Harry, though you haven't really noticed it because he's been bundled up in ropes the whole time, has
Uh-oh.
wings.
Oh my god, he's a flying one?
He is an Erd.
Aw.
We should clip them.
Oh my god,
Wow.
that's enough
Okay.
out of you.
Okay. I just need to lay down this baseline. Anytime Dawn says something like that, Dusk is going to pull on his ear. like that's the big sister thing. Like we do not say things like that. Like,
He swats at her now.
it's like
He says-
no.
He probably didn't so much when he was younger, but now he's like fuck off.
No, you're tiny, and I could probably just hold out my arm and you couldn't reach me, so honestly.
Alright, let's go. Give you a little edit here.
You'll just use thaumaturgy and make like a really high pitched squeaky noise in your ear for as long as he can hold it.
Oh my god.
Siblings.
He has magic now. He could be extra horrible.
Why are you like this?
Because Glumfellow raised him well.
Is he actually evil aligned?
Who?
Dawn.
I don't know.
Yes, you do, don't lie.
I don't look at these things. I
Liar.
assume you're all
such a
evil.
liar.
I assume you're all evil.
Not
Because I'm like, so what do you guys do for fun? You're like this. I'm like, yeah, probably not good.
Hey, good people aren't perfect.
So you know, at the end of a certain movie that has the words Galaxy and Guardians in it, when there's this little trash panda asking about what if you would like something more than someone else, and there's another person there and they're like, well, that's a crime, and then there's somebody else who says something like, what if someone irks me? I feel like maybe you guys are the trash panda and the angry person,
Oh my god.
because you're like, what if I want it more than they do? I'll just take it. And someone's like, that's probably stealing. And you're like, well, that person irked me. And that's like, no, that's murder. That's like the worst. And you guys are like, nah, it's okay. It's all right.
Except for the fact that we're saving evil things because they said that they were sorry.
You know, you
said they
say
were
that,
sorry.
but you've got a, spyglass that you have because you wanted
Chaotic
it more than
isn't
someone
good.
else.
Yeah, you know, that
But it's
doesn't
not
make me
evil.
a not good alignment because some asshole who's been treating me and my family like crap for decades
Aw.
decided to show me something that was useful, and I took it, and then I saved his ass and all the town. So screw
Ah.
You're
that.
chaotic neutral. It's like Deadpool. It's like whatever.
Oh my god. Because I'm starting to think that Dawn is just straight up evil.
You guys will be fine. There's no one gonna come in and slander your names or something like that. What? What? Who would do something like that? All right, let's see.
You would.
I would. But fortunately, I don't have to because I have other people who do it for me now.
Yeah, because you
Uh.
asked them to.
I did.
It's still your fault.
It was great. All right, come on down here to the GM notes section. Clear this out. Let's see. What do we know about Harry? Harry can wrap his tail. Hold his muzzle. And show he is being quiet. Can balance on a ball. And spin 3 plates.
That's amazing. I love that this is being written down.
Let's see here. And plates has an E in it. And let's see here. He can spin nose, right hand and tail has not mastered the left hand spin yet. What else do I know about Harry? Makes weird noises when saying yes and no. Is black and blue. And fits in a single shoulder backpack.
My God, he's so little.
Yeah, they're like 2 feet tall. Ish.
So hang on. So let me check. I forget what a kobold. They are tiny. They're like 3 foot, maybe less. Kobold.
I think it's between 2 and 4 or something like that. Because I think 4 is the tallest you can be before you're medium. But kobolds are generally smaller than that.
Bum, bum, bum.
He's just like the little red kobold. I just happened to pick up the littlest one.
That's fantastic. Are we gonna get you like a baby harness?
Oh my god. I don't think I need it, but
What, papooses? Of course they have papooses.
Get you one of those, and then he can just ride around with us. You can put him on your back, so he'd be safe.
oh,
Most stand around 2.5 feet tall and weigh about 30 pounds. Let me see if I can get the actual range here. Playable races. Give me kobold. Give me the roll. Come on, give me the table. I know it's out there. Come on. If anybody knows where the table is for the player races heights,
Volos?
is it Volos?
It's in Volos for that. I'm pretty sure. I have a PDF of just that chapter.
Looking for the base. Here. Base height 2 feet 1 inches plus 2d4. So how tall is he? 2d4. Bam. He's moderately sized, 6. So he is 2 feet 7 inches. Where are you at here? Two foot, 7 inch. Not the kobold I was expecting to have a character sheet for. But you know, things happen. Poor Rugry didn't make it. £25. 25 pounds. 25 pounds. He's a skinny little fella.
Shouldn't he be lighter if they have wings? Wouldn't their bones be hollow or something to make them flyable?
He would be lighter in general, but he also is then heavier because he has wings. So
just imagine the cutest.
Just kind of compensates because he has
most
extra
adorable.
limbs.
Black, blue, dragon, young, kobold. Images! Show me things.
Be wary if you look on Tumblr for kobold images. 'Cause when I was looking for Pipkin, there's a lot of Rule 34, kobold stuff.
Oh my
that
god.
I was not expecting to find.
Oh wow.
I just saw a picture of like a tiny cute kobold.
Interesting. I will be aware. All right. I do not see a suitable kobold. I will look one up. Oh, it's already 11. I will look one up later. And for now, I'm going to crash out. Thank y'all. Bye.
Night. Yeah, I'm gonna head out too, guys.
Good night, Athy.
Have a good night.